Hi, good evening. Welcome to everyone. Hi, Bibi, Queen Chegg, Anne. We don't often see you, Anne. Noxie, good evening. Anyway, Sharon, hi. Lewis, hello there. Anybody else I've missed? No? No, I think I've got everybody. Yeah, so we'll just talk between ourselves for a little while because I presume others might just come on. You never know. We might get more than a dozen or so people looking in. You'll be happy to know that I'm now back on the or back off the naughty step, which is a good thing for me. It's not so good for the stream, as I can't put the Cheggs on my channel, but even though I'd love to, there's one or two dickheads who kick about who just spoil things for everybody else. So just have to live with it. So like last week, we can do a Q&A. Now, we did a Q&A last week and there was only one question and it really wasn't a question. But, you know, I presume people will have questions. Hi, Kelsey. I think I missed you, love. I've not missed you now. I can see that you're there. So another week's passed. And hopefully everybody's had a good week. I've had a cracking one. I went up to Newcastle midweek. Loved every minute. And even though in this car I've got fastest it'll do is 50 mile an hour downhill. So it took me quite a long time to get there and back. But it was well worth the trip. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed my day. It was lovely. It's nice I can speak to my grandson again, which is a bonus for him. I presume we can call it a bonus for him. It's definitely a bonus for me. And got one or two bits of news kicking about that I've been told, and we can pass it on. I didn't meet Noxie or Clary in Newcastle. I went to see my son, who lives in just outside, a bit north of Newcastle. It's not just outside, but it's a bit north. I went through that silly tunnel. It cost me £2.89, I think it did, to go through the bloody tunnel. But I learnt my lesson because I came back and I didn't have to go through it. What's the Rona? What does that mean? Clary, we wouldn't want to give Grandad the Rona. What is the Rona? You'll have to let me know because I can't get my head around that one. But you'll let me know, I'm sure. COVID, all right. Nah. Is COVID still about? I think they've stopped sending me messages saying you need to go for your 15th jab and all that kind of bloody things. What they keep saying. It's now I keep getting emails from the NHS saying I should go and get my shingles injection. Well, I sent them an email back saying I don't want shingles, thank you. So I'm not coming for a shingles injection. Not that I know what shingles is, but I've heard of it. Yeah, so looks like people have got the virus up there. Well, there you go. That's life. Anyway, just to go back to my grandson, he's had his last cellmate moved. There's a little story behind that. I'll tell you in a little while, but he's had his last cellmate. It's not the last cellmate. It's the cellmate he's just got rid of or had moved or whatever. But there's a little story behind that, which I'll come on to in a little bit. And he's got a new cellmate. Now, the good thing about getting this new cellmate is this new one can actually speak English. The last one was a Vietnamese guy who couldn't speak English, or not a lot of English, but he could certainly make himself known, as they say. So, yeah, he's definitely playing musical chairs. But he seems to be going through quite a lot. I don't know if that's because it's a remand prison or some other reason. I don't know what the reasons are. Well, Noxie, I hope the foreigner, here we go, look. I hope the foreigner wasn't a dick with our Levi. Well, I can honestly say that dicks came into it, but I don't think he wasn't a dick. But there you go. Yeah, I think I beat you to that one, Queen Chegg. I think I beat you to that comment. But there you go. I'm trying to think of a funny way to explain the story about this Vietnamese guy. Apparently, he was a little bit of I don't know what the word is nowadays. A bit of a mong, you know. He used to clear his throat, and when he cleared his throat, he cleared it down the back of his bed. So, you know, I don't think it got to that, Bibby. I don't think it actually got to that. I think it was on the way to that, but not how you're thinking. Anyway, this Vietnamese guy decided to open up, I think, a bit to Cheggs, and Joe boy, I don't think they checked the sizes. You know, it's not a thing you do, is it really? But there again, they might have done. I don't know. Blokes do funny things when it's only blokes together. Anyway, this Vietnamese guy started to open up a little bit to Levi and decided he was going to give him a hug. And Levi couldn't understand why he was coming to give him a hug because he could hardly speak English. And and while he was giving him a hug, he grabbed him in the grabbed the bollocks, really. I don't know how, you know, somebody would say groin, but I'm not a groin guy, if that's the word, you know. Somebody grabbed me round the bollocks, I'd certainly give him a gypsy's kiss. But there you go. And he grabbed him and gave him a hug and tickled his nuts, did whatever he wanted to do. Well, no, not exactly what he wanted to do, but he grabbed anyway. So I think Cheggsy was a little bit taken aback by the approach because this bloke had been so away from things. He just kept himself to himself, except for spitting and throwing them glasses of water down the back of his bed and stuff like that. Anyway, he let him go, and it wasn't 10 minutes afterwards, he gave him another hug and grabbed him again. So, and then I think he said something like, I think he said something like, I need to send money home to my family. I don't know how Levi understood that, if it was in Vietnamese, but I presume he could speak that little bit of English. And I think I think Levi had got into his head that this Vietnamese guy, where's that come from? Anyway, I see where that's come from. I've lost the plot now because I was reading the comments and I didn't. I wish I hadn't now. But there you go. Lewis, thanks. The bow tie's nice. I like this one. Gold coloured it is. Anyway, so Levi had said, I got the impression that he wanted me to pimp him out a bit, if that's the right word. Anyway, he reported the guy and the guy got moved. I don't know what the guy was called because he was just called the Vietnamese guy. Well, there you go. He's now in a different cell with somebody else. So I don't know if you find that funny. I found it funny, but I probably haven't told it in a funny way. There you go. He's got a new cellmate now, so the new cellmates can speak the Queen's English or the King's English or something that resembles English. So that's his week in a nutshell. I think he's doing good on his enhanced, his new job, or if you call it a new job. Yeah, probably, Noxie, you're probably right there. I don't know really. Anyway, I don't know whether it was a two-handed job or a one-handed job. If it was me, it'd be two-handed job, but he's younger than me, so it might be a one-handed job. Anyway, so he's got a new guy who can speak English, and he seems to be getting on okay with this one. You'll have to forgive me because I'm like that guy on BBC, can't keep his bloody earpiece in. I'm trying to figure out what I've missed. Over Grandad's head. What was? Because I can't read anything that's gone over me. All right, okay. Yeah. But yeah, so that's his week in a nutshell, basically. Yeah. Phil, that there's a line there, but I'm not going to follow that line. Hi, Mini Scotch Egg. Nice to see you. Nice. So, yeah, I can't tell you anything more about his week because every week is basically every week is basically the same as the week before, except he gets a new cellmate. He seems to get a new cellmate very regular. I don't know what that's all about. But he does seem to get a new cellmate every so often. But there you go. That's life as we know it. Now, regarding I don't know who Phil is, but there you go. Sorry, Anne. That one's gone over my head. Yeah, change of people every week. That would be quite good, wouldn't it? That at least it gives you something to look forward to see what's going to come next week. Not going to get bored. Oh, right, I get that now. I think. Oh, I might not be on the same wavelength as everybody else, or you even. I'm not in the same league. So regarding the Cheggster. Regarding the Cheggs, he's as everybody knows, he told everybody he was doing a cocaine documentary. Now, he had the narrative all written for this documentary. He had one or two bits and bobs to put in it. So me being me and being a nosy old bugger, decided that I might have a crack at this cocaine documentary. And so if you watch out midweekish, the cocaine, it's a big word, isn't it? Cocaine documentary. It's a big word, really big. Will be hitting the stream. And it'll be hitting on Cheggs channel. So if you subscribe to Cheggs and you have your little bell thing dinged, or whatever you call that ding thing, that bell, it'll tell you when there's new things coming up. So midweek, look out for it. Now, I don't know if anybody watches his early days on music, because you could have you're not going to have anything. You could have a Friday night party, because every Friday night, 8:00, there's a 2-hour show of the Cheggs when he was young on the radio. And you can listen to it on my channel, or you could listen to it on Levi's channel. It's worth listening to. I've grown accustomed to the noise, if anybody can grow accustomed to that noise. Maybe it's you're not wrong. Everybody, everywhere I look, is on about this this documentary, and I think it's because it's got the word cocaine in it. I think that's what people have in their head, I think, But pretty good is pretty good's a little bit of a, I don't know what the word is. It's a little bit, you should have said, I listened to the last one and it was bloody fantastic. But, there you go. How can you call him boring? I feel like I've got one of them Manchester bees in my ear. It keeps buzzing about. I don't know what that is. But yeah, so midweek, watch out for the docu thing. And dance music can be a bit boring, to tell you the truth. But it's but when he was young and on the radio, he used to send me messages saying, "Hey, Grandad, listen, I'm on the radio tonight. Just listen in." And I'd listen in to like 10 minutes and God, I can't do without music. It just does me head in. You know, it's not music I'm into. But then, now, or then, I wasn't into it. But now, having listened to it, and I've listened to, I think, maybe 30 hours of his music. And it's growing on me. You know, I think it's quite nice. I'm even tapping my feet at times, which is a little bit difficult for me. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe unfortunately I wouldn't know about what you've just said, because I've never been there or done that. But saying that, I have been pissed a few times when I was younger. Very, 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 and not a few times, lots of times. But then I was a young man, so I could hold my booze. There you go. Subscribe to Bibby. Now, I told him that I would subscribe. So give it a go. Get in there. Don't miss out. So it's a big shout out to Bibby on YouTube. Let's give him, and I can't say lots and lots and lots of subs, because I don't have many myself. Oh, that's yeah. I'm glad, Bibby. It's a decent little piece of kit. It's cracking. I use it all the time. So you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong for the money anyway, because it doesn't cost a bloody lot. That's one of my things in life, is things not costing a lot. Free, hopefully. It's yeah, I've got the mixer myself. It's cracking. Not that I know what mixers are. I just know that I can use it. And I'm getting there. Yeah, 50 quid. It's £50 well spent. I can honestly say it's one of the best things for 50 quid you can buy. Well, taking that, it's not one of the best things you can buy for 50 quid, because if you go down the west of Hull, you can get a right tasty thing for a quid. Not that I know that. I don't go down there, but I just heard about it. So 50 quid, lasts you a lifetime, won't it? Nikki, good evening. Hi, welcome. It's a long time since I've been to Soho, and I can honestly say a long, long time. I think I went to Soho in the early 70s. And that was an eye-opener, if nothing else. I wouldn't go again, though. I don't think it's the same. I wouldn't have thought it's the same anyway. I think they might have clamped down a bit now. But you don't have to go to bloody Soho now, do you? Quite honestly, you only have to go around the bloody corner. There's loads of them. Every street corner you'll get one, if you look hard enough. But I think Soho's gone up market. I might be wrong on that one, but I just got this feeling that Soho has gone up market. Anyway, just to recap on things, I've got my phone calls back. I can talk to to my grandson once again, and his music's up and running on my channel and also on his channel, and the cocaine documentary is is due for release midweek. So there you go, Clary. We have a swingers club next door to our local academy. Do you know there's a swingers club down? I don't know if you call it a swingers club. There's what do you call it? What do you call them things where you jump in the bath and the bubbles all over the place? Don't know what you call them things. A bubbly bath. But there's one for gays where you can hang out and sit in the bubbly bath and do whatever you're doing, bubbly baths. Jizuki, that's the word I was looking for. I knew somebody had come up with it. Yeah, so there you go. There's a bit of useless information. It's in the middle of Hull, by the way, that one. The one I've heard of. I haven't been, the one I've heard of. But it's not a secret now, Clary, is it? It's not a secret now. Everybody knows. Well, all 12 of us know. But that's everybody in it. Yeah, there is always places for people to go. Always. And if you look hard enough, you'll find them. But there you go. I can't say any more. Has anybody been watching the Olympics? I'm glued because it's sport and I love my sport. And I watched this afternoon. I watched Korea and the Chinese at archery, and I quite enjoyed it, really. You know, I didn't think you could enjoy such a thing as people pulling bows and arrows. And yeah, baby, we all know that one. Yeah, I didn't know people could enjoy it as much watching people fire arrows. Yeah, Nikki, he looks forward to his emails, and I can tell you now, he assures me that he reads everyone and he answers everyone. So I can only go by what he tells me. No, Clary, I can honestly say, there you go. I thought it was a good idea at the time. I really did. However, as the 4 hours was a little bit long, I think, and so yeah, I thought 4 hours was a little bit long, but they had some nice ideas in there, and yeah, well, I watch TV all the time because, unfortunately, that's all I've got to do. And Queen Chegg, hope you have a good visit tomorrow with Minnie, and give him my love. I don't even have to tell you that, do you? Because I know you will. And again, don't forget your ID. That's the most important thing. ID. You can't get in without it. And saying that, you can't get out without it. So Nikki, he didn't reply to my last email, but I think it's because of the app. Not even sure if he got it. Well, Queen Chegg's going to see him tomorrow, and she can ask him, quite honestly. So there you go. She's listening in, and she'll make a note of it, I presume. Yeah, I log online to send my emails. I didn't even know there was an app, to tell you the truth, but there you go. I log in online. Excuse me. Yeah, the website's fine. Yeah, and I find it easy. I just find apps can be a little bit temperamental, can't they? But Queen Cheggs going to ask him tomorrow if he got it, and if he did, why he hasn't answered. But he has, like I say, he's assured me that he answers every email he gets, and I know he gets lots and lots and lots. But that's about it. I can't say a lot more because there isn't a lot. There isn't a lot to say. I don't think I've missed anything. I've got bloody hiccups now. What's that all about? I don't think I've missed anything. I've told you about his new cellmate. I've told you about his dicing with his nuts been tickled, and he's doing some joinery this week. Apparently, Queen Chegg says he's doing some joinery this week. Well, that'll be a bloody laugh. I hope he doesn't bring it home. You know, when I don't know, when I was at school, he used to make stuff and bring it home, and Mum always used to say, "Oh, that's nice." And then when I come home next time, it'd be on the fire lighting it. So hopefully, I'd love to watch him. I've shown the wrong one, but there you go. I think it's that one I wanted to show. Yeah. I'd love to see him doing joinery because he can't roll a cigarette. So how he's going to do bloody joinery, I have no idea. Right. Yeah, might get him to do some shells. Yeah, that'll be good. I wouldn't hold your breath though. I wouldn't hold your breath. But there you go, folks. We've had half an hour, and unfortunately, we'd have had a lot longer if I could have put him live online. But unfortunately, I don't want to go back on that naughty step again. I'd rather talk to him and get his thoughts. But again, if anybody wants to ask a question, if anybody wants to ask a question, please feel free to put it down in the comments below at the end of the session, because I do read them, and if there's something worth asking him, I'll ask him. Well, no, if there's a question, I'll ask him. But it's getting quite funny in the conversation, isn't it? Clary, I think that, I don't know where that came from, but I think it's a really good line. I really do. And I think he's a man of many talents anyway. But there you go. Anyway, we're stuck for chatting, and there's nobody asking anything, and I can't answer anything because nobody's asking anything. And as people know, I don't have an agenda on here. I just react to people's comments. So if somebody commented and, which I can react to, I'd react to it. And, but again, you've got to remember that I can't react to everything because half the time I'm not sure what stuff means. Sharon, my weekend and has been very good. Thank you. Thank you. I've had a great weekend, but like I said, like I said, I'm a sports fan, so of course, it's basically. I was going to say floor to floor, but that's not the word. That's not the word I was looking for. But the Olympics are on all day and nearly all night, so there's always something for me to watch. Queen Chegg, I am doing a live with Bobby tomorrow night. We've come to some agreement, and I'm not going to be looking at his channel at all. So I won't take offence at people in his channel. Wall to wall, that's it, Kelsey. You've got it, darling. I knew you'd come up with the goods. Yeah, so I did see a question. Hi, V. I don't know. Have you been on before, V? Just say up if you have. If you haven't, nice to see you. To see you, nice. But I've got a question somewhere that I saw go by, and I don't know where it's gone now. But I think the question was about. Oh, that's the one. No, I didn't, Bibby. I didn't figure out how to get the person on the phone to hear your co-host on StreamYard, and I know why he can't, and the reason is because he's a co-host on my channel, so he can hear, but he can't reply. If you see what I mean. So Bobby can hear what's said on my channel, but he can't reply in words on my channel. He can reply when he replies, it's on his channel, if that makes sense to you. And to tell you the truth, I haven't bothered again because, quite honestly, I'm not enamored with Bobby's choice of people on his channel, as you've probably figured out by now. So like I say, I am going live tomorrow night, and if you are going on tomorrow night to watch it, just watch it as soon as I come live, because it starts 2 minutes before 7 o'clock, and there's a quiz in the opening titles, so that's where you're going to see the quiz for tomorrow night's streaming live with Bobby and Paul. But his as I say, his choice of people on his channel, there's quite a few who I get on quite well with, but there's one or two sat inside who I don't really get on. So rather than me get upset, I'm not going to be watching the stream that shows both channels in one stream. I'm only going to watch my stream, so I won't be able to. I won't be reacting to his stream. Anyway, what's that one? I've been missing Chegg shows. V, yeah, we're all missing his shows. I don't know if you watch, but he has some members shows on his channel, and maybe once every 2-3 weeks, I make one of them public. So if you wasn't a member and you didn't see one of his members' lives, well, you'll be able to see it because they're coming on live. Not live. They're coming back on anyway. You can't call it live because he's not there. However, some people think he is. But Hoggy Boy, good evening. You've been fishing? That's nice. Now, I seem to recall that you're up in Glasgow. So where would you go fishing? I've not been to Glasgow, I'm afraid, so I can't think of where you would go fishing. But if you've been fishing, that's great. V has been done. I don't know what that is. Ghosting. Hi. Are you new? hopefully you'll mention if you are or if you aren't. But there you go. I presume. I don't think I've seen that name before. But local river, caught nothing. Well, Hoggy, I can honestly say that fishing is not one of my. Oh, right. Fishing is not one of my passions. I once went fishing when I was a young man. I was a boy, I think, maybe 14 or 15, and we went out with one of the fishing boats in Brid, and I was basically sick all the way there and sick all the way back. So of course, I can't. It doesn't appeal to me, and I can't see the fun in sitting at the side of a river with a stick and a piece of string trying to catch a bloody fish. But there you go. It's each to their own, isn't it? A chub. Would you be finding locks in the local river then? AFC, mate. AFC. Right, Ghosting. I remember AFC. I think I remember AFC. But there you go. Why haven't you come on as your own name then? Or have you changed it for some reason? Yeah, it is. It is. I have a friend who loves to go fishing, and he'll go all weekend and sit by the river and take a case of ale and a few spliffs and stuff, and he just sits there all weekend, gets happy and pissed and catches nothing, and then comes back and said he's had a great weekend. There you go. Each to their own. Yeah. So, yeah, time for a booze up. Yeah, I can go with that one as well. I don't think I could go and sit next to a river all night and push ale down my neck. Probably could when I was young, but that is what I do. When you Hoggy, when you say give me his number, I presume you mean the friend I've got who goes for the weekend fishing. Well, it's a long way from where you are. I don't think you could meet up to go fishing. So, yeah, there you go. Okay. Some of these things, some of them go above me head, over my head. Some of them don't. I get them and I ignore the comments. So, some go above my head, over there, and some I just choose to ignore. But yeah, I was just trying to find someone to speak, really, or someone to speak about. But we seem to have jumped up a few numbers. Just going through. I'm not ignoring anybody. I'm just going through the chat and just see if I can see things that I've gone wishing by, and I've missed. Now here's one I missed. Yeah, V. I am a straight talking guy, and I shoot from the hip, really. And lots of people don't like that. But tell you the truth, I don't care if they don't like me, because I'm not on here to be liked. I'm not on here to make, to have 3,500 viewers or subscribers or whatever. I don't care if I've got 2 subscribers. I really don't care. It doesn't make any difference to me. I'm not on here to make money. I'm not on here for anything really, except to keep the memory of my grandson alive, if that makes sense. V, I was has it's just I think I just Minnie's just said I was there last week. Well, I was there on my own last week. It was quite nice. I enjoyed the 2 hours all on my own with him. It was good. Ghosting, somebody else might be able to answer that one, because I can't, because I've got a sneaking suspicion he wouldn't have anywhere to play a CD. But it's nice to ask, and like I say, somebody will answer that one for him. But like I say, he's not. No, Noxie, I didn't watch the. That was one of the things I didn't watch yesterday. The fencing. I turned over when the fencing was on, and I don't know why I turned over, but there was something else on the iPlayer channel that I wanted to watch. So, yeah, I think the thing that the boy actually wants at the moment is, I think he's after a radio, or a good radio, and some of these things what you put in your ear pieces, you know. YouTube's definitely not the same without the Tastiest. Definitely. Okay, there's an answer to you, Ghosting. Now, if he has CDs sent, Kels, how does he listen to them? Or is there a I don't know how he'd listen to them, but there you go. But so, oh right, so that's what he wants, a DAB radio. And quite honestly, I'd have thought a DAB radio would be a higher priority than a CD player, because HMW. What's HM? Oh, HMV, right. Yeah. Yeah, I would have thought the DAB radio was more important for him than a CD player, quite honestly, because he's got more chance of listening to stuff he really wants to listen to. Right. Oops, that's not the one I was looking for. There, that's what I was looking for. A George Foreman grill. Well, that's great. What are you going to do with it if you get it? Besides keep warm, I suppose. I don't know. Yeah, there is ways and means of getting stuff through the right channels. You've got to go through the correct channels for the prison service. So Kelsey knows. Okay. I've heard, quite honestly, do you know, I wouldn't be surprised at that, because I've heard that there's lots of people in HMPs that sell meat. Could be different things that they're calling meat, but I've heard that there is. But that's another thing entirely, isn't it? There you go. So it's you can only buy from Amazon Direct. You can't buy anything that's if Amazon's not selling it, even though Amazon might be promoting it, if it's not coming through their if they're not selling it, you can't use it, if you see what I mean, because everybody knows that Amazon doesn't sell everything. Third parties put all their gear on to sell. There you go. Yes, you learn, and you learn, don't you? But you'll learn. It makes loads of sense. You know, it makes sense. There's that reminds me of an ad, and I can't remember what the ad. Right, there you go. So Queen Chegg says, join the HMP website and it'll tell you how and what you can send. So, okay. Noxie, I don't think, even though I think it's nice of you to offer to buy him a DAB radio, I think it's great. But I'm not, I don't know how to put it really. He can certainly, it might sound awful, this. He could certainly afford to buy one himself, even though he can't do it from jail, if you see what I mean. But anyway, it might sound a little bit snotty. That was the word I was thinking of. But it is nice for people to offer to do things. He does appreciate everybody. And there you go. That's I can't say anymore, can I? Really, yeah. That was what I was getting at, but probably not a charity case, if you see what I mean. But I wasn't implying that he is a charity case, and I wasn't implying that he wouldn't appreciate people buying him things. I wasn't getting at that. But, there's time for lots of other things, I suppose, that he's going to want. I don't know. If anybody could bake a big cake and put a file in it, that might be good. Don't know if it'd work, but it might be a good idea just for a bit of fun, really. I don't suppose you can send cakes in nowadays. Anyway, I think I was trying to be funny there, and I think it fell on deaf ears. Anyway, so we've come to 55 or so minutes, and yeah, I agree with you, Clary, 100%. I really do agree with you. I was trying to put it without implying that you're classing him as a charity case, if you see what I mean. And I couldn't think of the wording, so you're just going to have to take the wording as I said it, really. But I didn't mean he's a charity case, or he wouldn't appreciate it. So there you go. So there's not a lot I can say except
hit the like and hit subscribe. Leave me a comment below.
There you go. So that was Cheggs. I do have one or two other little clips that I can play, but I'm keeping them for something else I've got in mind later down the line, especially when once we've got past this case in September, hopefully we've got a better idea of what he's facing and how long he's facing, and all that kind of thing. I've got loads of ideas of how to interact and things we can do, and stuff like that. So anyway, if you haven't subscribed to the channel and you want to, you know what to do. Just press the subscribe button. If you want to know what's coming up, just press the little bell. I think that tells you what's coming up. And Bibby, it is horrible waiting for his sentence. We all know it's horrible. However, at least it tells you what you're going to expect, so it gets one thing out of the way. Yeah, I agree with you that I agree on that one, Ghostin. I do agree on that. He would be better off knowing how long he's got to do, and then I can send him in a little calendary thing that he can put on, days to do or getting few. My bags are packed and I'm ready to go. All those type of things. But there you go. So, yeah, much better knowing you can just get on with it. So, yeah, you're right, Bibby. You're not wrong. Get on with your sentence, your life, and plan for what you're going to do when you get your backside out of jail. So, yeah, a couple of years. Well, I'm impressed there. A couple of years. Most people say he's going to get 10 or 12, and I have even seen idiots who are saying he should get shot. But there you go. That's only idiots. So, Hoggy Boy, I can't tell. All I can tell you from the last week's live was yeah, what did I say? I was reading another comment there, sorry. His mouthpiece seemed to be on good form regarding his sentence. So, you can only go by what the boy who stands in the middle of the thing and talks to the dick at the top, what you can go by, can't you? If he came out and said to us all, well, unfortunately, I think he's going to get 20 years. Well, there you go. But he didn't say that. But yeah, he has. He's got plenty of good people. He's got plenty of friends, and like Kelsey says, he is looking forward to getting to a cat D, and hopefully, if the cat D's got prison radio, that we've heard that quite a lot of them do, hopefully he can get his backside onto that and show his skills. So anyway, the hour's up, guys, and I'm not going to answer any more of these comments because they keep whacking through now. So anyway, just remember I'm on a live tomorrow night with Bobby on my channel, but I'm also live on his channel. So you can see us both on my channel, or you can see us both on his channel. However, on my channel, I'm a little bit more, I don't know what the word is. I watch what come on my channel. So there you go. So we'll say TTFN, good night, God bless. Comment below if you want to ask questions. Yeah, ghosting. I tell him every week. He comes on about half an hour before we start, and I always say to him, you know, go to the toilet, Bobby, get it out of the way, and just remember that there is a button to turn your camera off. So anyway, so it's good night. God bless. TTFN. Love you lots. Hopefully speak to you next week and have a lot more info. And let's hope that this new inmate he's got is not going to start tickling him in places that people don't want tickled. Bye.